What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present mirth hath present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Come kiss me, sweet and 20. Use of stuff will not endure. William Shakespeare, Def Poet. Let's get it going.
I got a story to tell. Ideas kiss similes so deeply.
Def Poetry.
Your existence is fractionally status quo. I just got my wings.
And I was searching.
My people's in the house.
Drop the empty pursuit of pride.
Pharmaceutical schemes. Somebody's got to hear my story.
Give it up, give it up. Russell Simmons presents Def Poetry. Poetry.
Ladies and gentlemen, your host from the planet of Brooklyn, Mos Def.
What's up, New York? What's the deal? Welcome to Def Poets, y'all. Thanks for coming out. Thelonious Monk had a song called Ugly Beauty. What is ugly beauty? Ugly beauty is the truth when you needed to hear it most and wanted to hear it the least. Some of the words you hear tonight will not be pretty, but they will all be beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Def Poets. I want you to put your hands together, give a warm round of applause. Very good poet representing NYC. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Taylor Molly.
He says the problem with teachers is what's a kid gonna learn from someone who decided that his best option in life is to become a teacher? He reminds the other dinner guests that, you know, it's true what they say about teachers. Those who can do, and those who can't teach. I decide to bite my tongue instead of his, and resist the urge to remind the other dinner guests that it's also true what they say about lawyers, because we're eating, after all, and this is supposed to be polite conversation. I mean, you're a teacher, Taylor. Come on, be honest. What do you make? And I wish he hadn't done that. Asked me to be honest. Because you see, I have this little policy about honesty and ass-kicking, which is, if you ask for it, then I have to let you have it. You want to know what I make? I make kids work harder than they ever thought they could. I can make a C+ feel like a Congressional Medal of Honor, and I can make an A- feel like a slap in the face. How dare you waste my time with anything less than your very best? You want to know what I make? I make kids sit through 40 minutes of study hall in absolute silence. No, you may not work in groups. No, you cannot ask me a question, so put your hand down. Why won't I let you go to the bathroom? Because you're bored, and you don't really have to go, do you? I make parents tremble in fear when I call home at around dinner time. Hi, this is Mr. Molly. I hope I haven't called it a bad time. I just wanted to talk to you about something that your son said today. He said, leave the kid alone. I still cry sometimes, don't you? And it was the noblest act of courage that I have ever seen. I make parents see their children for who they are and who they can be. You want to know what I make? I make kids wonder. I make them question. I make them criticize. I make them apologize and mean it. I make them write. And then I make them read. I make them spell definitely beautiful over and over and over again, until they will never misspell either one of those words again. I make them show all their work in math class and then hide it on their final drafts in English. I make them realize that if you've got this, then you follow this. And if somebody ever tries to judge you based on what you make, you give them this. Here, let me break it down for you so you know what I say is true. Let me break it down for you so you know what I say is true. Teachers make a goddamn difference. Now what about you? Thank you.
is Philadelphia, Yellow Rage.
Listen, asshole. My words were meant to be mentioned in meticulous mellifluous manner, yet you're mispronouncing manhandling mouth. Fucks it all up. My meanings are misused for miscommunication, misconstrued to misinterpret, misspoken, mistake. Motherfucker, it makes me mad.
Asshole, listen, asshole. Stop trying to guess what I am. Stop trying to tell me what I'm not. I was born in Seoul, which makes me Korean. These slightly slanted eyes ain't just for seeing. Bitch, I see right through you. You expert on me with your
Fake Asian tattoo.
You expert on me with your Taibo and Kung Fu. So what? You tried dim sum and dead sum on the menu.
So what? You a fan of Lucy Liu. So what? You read the Joy Luck Club too.
That makes you an expert on how I should look? Fuck you. What the fuck do you know about being Asian? I'm about to put you in your place, son. What do you know about napalm and Saigon? About Hiroshima and Nagasaki? About Gandhi? What do you know about demilitarized zones and no-gun re? About My Lai and the military? What do you know about the killing fields and signs that wield
No Chinese or dogs allowed.
What do you know about comfort women and geisha girls? About colonization all over the Asia world? What do you know about the Great Wall? I can school you on each and all, motherfucker. I'm about to get raw.
You picked the wrong Asian woman to mess with.
You picked the wrong Asian woman to mess with. Because my tongue is split. It is forked and steel-tipped, and it will puncture and bleed you. And if you don't know, now you know,
Asshole, listen, don't ask me what I'm saying in my native tongue. You want to know so badly, go learn it yourself. 20 years it took me to perfect the language my mother's and her mother spoke. 20 seconds it took you to ask what my sister and I spoke about. If I said I wasn't talking to you, why don't you stop bothering me all up in my business? How dare you step to me, invade my privacy, waste my time to ask if I'm able to relay you the contents in my conversation? What nonsense is this? Do I look like your private translator? Nosy motherfucker, you probably thought dialogue... You probably thought dialogue centered around you and you just wanted to make sure. Is that because you're paranoid and insecure? Or just jealous because my tongue's got more skills than yours? So you want to learn how to say I love you and hello. Why you need to know? You think of me as some Asian hoe ready to turn around at your cause of,
hey baby, annyeonghaseyo, annyeonghaseyo.
or,
ni hao ma, I love you, China doll.
please, your shit doesn't impress me at all because my words were meant to be mentioned in meticulous and mellifluous manner, yet you're mispronouncing manhandling mouth. Fucks it all up. My meaning's misused for miscommunication, misconstrued to a misinterpreted, misspoken mistake. Motherfucker, it makes me mad, so you better have listened, asshole, and listen well. Don't talk to me anymore. Don't fuck with me anymore because I am done talking to you.
All right, coming up next, with over 23 million albums sold. It's a lot of damn albums. Damn, that's a lot of albums. Shit. I know she be looking like, damn, 23 million? God bless him. With 23 million albums sold worldwide, our next guest coming to the stage is aptly named. She's a singer, a poet, and author with her fourth album in stores now called The Way. Please give a warm round of applause to Homer, Alaska native, Jewel.
Hey. I'm not used to standing up here without a guitar, so I'm a little bit like... Y'all want a love poem, or do you want a poem about alone, fear, depression, desperation, hope, and grace? Love poem? Love poem? All right, here it goes. This is a love poem, all right. You sure? All right. I'd like to call you my wild horse and feed you silver sage. I'd like to paint my poems with desert-tongued clay across your back and ride you savagely as the sweet and southern wind through a green and wild Kentucky. I'd like to make you my secret sun, blazing dark and red in the orchards, and I would steal away to watch the way your silver belly bends and bows beneath me. I'd make you my wings in the foothills of Montana, my lover in the oceans of the world. I'd make you my calico children and scatter you across the green memories of home. I'd be your hungry valley and sow your golden fields of wheat in my womb. Thank you.
From Plainfield, New Jersey, Flow Mental.
This joint gonna go out to all my Brick City North cats and all my P-Funk Plainfield cats. I'm that used condom under the bed that your mate found. I'm that last breath you take before you drown. I'm that raised manhole cover that give you blowouts. I'm that pothole in the hood that the city know about. They call me drama. I'm that safety on a Glock that determines life or death. I'm like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, fuck it, just call me stress. I'm that last surviving sperm about to go head on with that egg. I'm the one that raped that monkey to start the AIDS plague. They call me drama. I'm that wooden baton when you get your ass beat by the cops. I'm that MPV to stick up kids, jump out of the rob the spots. I'm that sweat trickling down your cheek like in Who Shot Ya. I'm that quarter pound of weed under your seat when the cops stop ya. They call me drama. I'm that breathalyzer test that tests alcoholics. I'm that piece of shit that come back after you flush the toilet. I'm that shit you take before you learn you ran out of tissue. I'm that cum stain on blouses left by government officials. They call me drama. I'm that cold turkey when you got a dope dependency. I'm that bottle of pills when you got suicidal tendencies. I'm that bet you made when your dumb ass knew you ain't have no money. I'm that roach crawling across your TV screen every time you got company. They call me drama. I'm that hole in your sock when you try on new sneakers. I'm that run in your pantyhose when women want to be public speakers. I'm that slippery lane when chicks think they too cute to bowl. I'm that telephone pole when young car thieves lose control. They call me drama. I was that dingy shirt collar infested with Jerry curl drip. I was that toilet bowl you sat on masturbating when your little sister walked in. I was that closet your best friend came out of state and he was gay. I was the red spot on them blue jeans when your little girls forgot it was the 28th day. They call me drama. I'm that piss you take after the third day of being burnt. I'm them dingy thongs when women want to wear them short-ass skirts. I'm that government cheese that didn't melt in the baked macaroni. I'm that 10-year binge you did all because you didn't rat on your homie. They call me drama. I'm that Long Island iced tea that got you that DWI charge. I'm that slipping transmission in bank robbers' getaway cars. I'm that club on the curb watching the car thieves spin out stealing it. I'm the reason New Jersey is not a Geico Insurance affiliate. They call me drama. I'm that 7-year-old when your point was 6 in the game of craps. I'm that burning sensation your girl gave you. Oh, fuck it, just call me the claps. I'm that 300-pound freak talking about, come on, baby, let me get on top of you. I'm the one you said was your cousin all the time. You know I was your creeping partner. They call me drama. I was that peanut butter and jelly sandwich after school when there wasn't shit else to eat. I was them dingy skid mark shit stains and them Fruit of the Loom white briefs. I was them sock shit put on your hands when you couldn't afford gloves. I was them bubbles that rolled up your back every time you farted in a tub. They call me.
You know that you're large when people who don't know what you do know your name. And even those people who have never read poetry know our next guest's name. Her words uplift, they inform, and they certainly have moved many people to action. In the true sense of the word, she's a poet's poet. I can't really say enough about it, so I'm gonna just shut up about it and bring out Dr. Sonia Sanchez.
I'd like to read a poem that I did for a sister who took her child to a crack house and left her child. Poem for some women,
I'm all right. I say, I'm all right. What you're looking at, I say, I'm all right. Doing okay. I'm still writing, producing on the radio. Who I fooling? I'm a little ill now. Just got a little Jones habit. Took my 7-year-old to the crack house with me on Thursday. Beautiful girl, prettiest little girl her mama done ever seen. Took her so she understand why I late sometimes with her breakfast, dinner, bedtime meetings, bedtime love. Wanted her to know how hard it is for me, you know, a single woman out here on her own, you know. So I took her to the crack house where this man, this dog, this former friend of mine lived, wouldn't give me no crack, no action. Even when I opened my thighs to give him some again for the umpteenth time, he said no, all the while looking at my baby, my pretty little baby, and he said, I want her, I need a virgin. Your pussy's too loose. You had so much traffic up your pussy, you could park a truck up there and still have room for something else. And he laughed, this long laugh, and I looked at him and the stuff he was holding in his hand. You know, I couldn't remember my baby's name. He held the stuff out to me, and I couldn't remember her birthday. I couldn't remember my daughter's face, and I cried as I walked out that door. What's her name? Puddin' Tang. Ask me again, I'll tell you the same thing. Couldn't even hear her screaming my name as she tore into her pretty little panties. Prettiest little girl you done ever seen. Prettiest little mama's baby you done ever seen. Bought my baby this pretty little leather jacket off the street when I went to pick her up on Sunday. 7 days later, walked right up to the house, opened the door, saw her sitting on the floor. She said, Mama, where you been? Mama, I called for you. Mama, they hurt me something back. I want to go home, Mama. Mama's little baby love shortening. Mama's little baby love shortening bread. Put on the jacket. Mama's little baby love shortening bread. When we got home, she wouldn't talk to me. She just sat and stared, wouldn't watch the TV when I turned it on. When we got home, she just stared at me with her eyes, dog-like, just sat and looked at me with her eyes till I had to get out of there, you know. My baby ran away from home last week. My sweet little shortening bread ran away from home last night, and I dreamed she was dead. Dreamed she was surrounded by panthers who tossed her back and forth, nibbling and biting and tearing her up. My little shortening bread ran away from home last week. Peekaboo, 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 I see you and you and you and you.
From Los Angeles by way of Lower East Side, She Hine.
I want to love like me thinking of you, thinking of me, thinking of you type love, or me telling my friends more than I've ever admitted to myself about how I feel about you type love, or hating how jealous you are, but loving how much you want me all to yourself type love, or seeing how your first name just sounds so good next to my last name, and shit, I wanted to see how far I could get without calling you, and I barely made it out of my garage. See, I want a love that makes me wait until she falls asleep, then wonder if she's dreaming about us being in love type love, or who loves the other more, or what she's doing at this exact moment, or slow dancing in the middle of our apartment to the music of our hearts, closing my eyes and imagining how a love good could just hurt so much when she's not there, and shit, I love not knowing where this love is headed type love. And check this, I want to place those little post-it notes all around the house so she never forgets how much I love her type love, then not have enough ink in my pen to write all there is to love about her type love, and hope I make her feel as good as she makes me feel. And I want to deal with my friends making fun of me the way I made fun of them when they went through the same kind of love type love. Only difference is, this is one of those real love type loves. And just like in high school, I want to spend hours on the phone not saying shit, and then fall asleep, and then wake up with her right next to me, and smell her all up in my covers type love. And I want to try counting the ways I love her, then lose count in the middle just so I have to start all over again. And I want to celebrate one of those 1 month anniversaries, even though they ain't really anniversaries, but doing it just because it makes her happy type love. And check this. I want to fall in love with the melody the phone plays when the number's dialed into it type love, then talk to you until I lose my breath. She leaves me breathless, but with the expanding of my lungs, I inhale all of her back into me. I want a love that makes me need to change my cell phone calling plan to something that allows me to talk to her longer, because in all honesty,
avoid one of them high cell phone bill type loves. And I want a love that makes me regret how small my hands are. I mean, the lines of my palms don't give me enough time to love you as long as I'd like to type love. And I want a love that makes me stutter just thinking about how strong this love is type love. And I want a love that makes me want to cut off all my hair. Well, maybe not all of the hair. Maybe like I cut the split ends and trim my mustache, but it would still be a symbol of how strong my love is for her. Check this. I kind of feel comfortable now, so I even be fantasizing about walking out on a green light, just dying to get hit by a car, just so I could lose my memory, get transported to some third world country just to get treated, and somehow meet up again with you so I can fall in love with you in a different language and see if it still feels the same type love. I want a love that's as unexplainable as she is, but I'm married, so she's going to be the one I share this love with. Thank you.
From Kalamazoo, Michigan, Dawn Sailor.
When I was 14, I got down on my knees because he said I would if I loved him. And what did I know then when I first betrayed my body? Sold it for a kiss and a smile, taught to please at any cost, left to fight for independence in the back seats of cars on stained leather interior, dank with the smell of expectations. I traded integrity for security and called it love. Leaving pieces of an empty shell falling behind, my mother patting my head and saying, "What happened to that nice boy you were dating?" While I pushed memories farther down, buried beneath piercing sunlight, dreamed my night would come to save, and prayed scraping already skinned knees while I cried myself to sleep. So I bit the apple in confusion, abandoned my innocence beneath the tree of knowledge, and became as bitter as the fruit I couldn't refuse. Time and again, giving in, giving up, waiting, always wanting something more than pickup lines, promising more than promiscuity, clothing myself in false hopes, enclosing my weariness in frail arms for years. Cars turning into bars with one lamp and piles of discarded clothing, and I heard myself say no over and over, but he didn't hear me, wouldn't listen when he called me a whore, pinned me down, and took the only innocence I had left. And I was searching still for purity, lurking in hidden corners, hips swinging, lips pouting, trading in shattered innocence for bared and brazen offerings I learned how to control. And 3 years of vengeance passed while I was that woman despised, while they begged for plastic perfection found in the temptation inches from their faces. I could feel the longing, the lies when they said, "You're so beautiful." And it wasn't enough. And so he loved music more than me, loved work more than me, loved money more than me, loved her more than me, and I loved him more than me. And I gave in to where I thought love hid, to the times I thought it was real. We give in to what men want. We paint ourselves with what we think are colors of the rainbow when we're really cloaked in hips and lips, the brutal realities that leave us grasping tatters of the illusions of love and longing and the shattered shreds of innocence until we wear our own colors and part the curtains we've draped over our mirrors in mourning and look ourselves in the eye and say, "With you, I feel like Isis, and I am beautiful."
From New York City, K.O.
I am that identifiable soul that can't find its way home. That was afraid of the dark and scared to be alone. I couldn't enunciate my R's. I swung on monkey bars. I daydreamed of stars and owning property on Mars. I am a member of that group that created his own slang. Some say I do my thing, but I be doing my thing. Some call me top notch cause I play skelly and hopscotch, and I just discovered manhood by holding my crotch. I'm the first one to start a rumor that her fetus had a tumor. I'm that #1 consumer to wear Adidas and suede Pumas. Check my sneakers, yo. I'm that one that stood on the corner drinking for the hell of it. Teasing teens cause they're virgins, but since birth I've been celibate. I used to pop and do the wops since the invention of breakdancing. Flat-chested women I used to be romancing. And as I drunk my 40, I leaned to the side to look sporty. And everybody I knew was named Yo Shorty. Yo Shorty. Who am I? I created whirlwinds out of women, tear egos off their limbs. Still have time to bust a rhyme and sing Christian hymns. I gave Columbus a tour for he didn't have a clue. I taught the art of war to a man named Sun Tzu. The Romans tried to capture me and I saw them bear arms. Then I perplexed them permanently by pushing pyramids out my palms. King Tut couldn't handle this. And here's something for the funnies. I wrapped pharaohs into bandages and had them crying for their mummies. Upon my arrival, they called me a disciple. I drunk from King James' cup and spat words from the Bible. Since creation, I concoct equations for fun. All persuasion said, how amazing is that raisin in the sun? So to ask me who I am, you must believe in fiction. To imagine what can't be fathomed has to be your addiction. They pin me from arm to arm and plan my crucifixion. But I am the bearer of eternal life. They can't cause me no affliction. Traveling through time and space with grace beyond man's jurisdiction. With the letters L-I-O-N on my throat is an inscription. So if anyone comes through that door and asks for my description, tell them I'm a dark-skinned black king that walks like an Egyptian.
Thank you all for coming out. Thank all the poets who touched stage here tonight. Bring out my man. Hey, yo, Russ.
I hope you were inspired. Thank you for coming. Good night.